And now we get to hear from one of the voices of the New York Yankees. You will be hearing her voice a hell of a lot more in the next 8 weeks as baseball season arrives. And that's the great Suzyn Waldman. Suzyn, happy A-Rod Day to you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Happy A-Rod Day. And he was on and everything. I got to tell you a story. I'm listening to John do that call. Do you know that when he first did his A-bomb for A-Rod call, there were complaints that it was insulting and the Yankees wanted him to stop?
Really?
Yes, and then he tried to do something else. And do you know why it went back?
Why?
Because A-Rod's mother called the Yankees, and she loved the call.
Wow. That's crazy. So there was blowback to that. And then A-Rod's mom said no.
No, I love John's call.
Yeah.
So John says, well, if it's good enough for A-Rod's mother, it's good enough for everybody else. And, I was thinking about that when I heard that.
Wow.
And I bet people don't know that.
I had no idea. That's amazing.
We didn't know, so that's amazing.
That's new to me, that's for sure. A couple of there's so many things to ask you about. You getting to watch his whole career with the Yankees after he came over. First, what was your reaction to it? Because obviously Boone gets hurt. We all thought A-Rod was going to Boston. And then the Yankees make the decision, the shocking decision, I thought at the time, let's go get Alex Rodriguez and move him to third base. What was your thoughts when all that went down?
Well, don't forget, I've known Alex since he was 18. I met him when he was with the Seattle Mariners, when he was just a rookie, because there was a thing called the Baseball Network back then, and so they had broadcasters. It was a TV thing, and there were broadcasters from each city, and I used to do games with Dave Niehaus, who was the voice of the Seattle Mariners on TV. He used to tell me we were very big in Yakima. And he's the one who gave Alex the name A-Rod.
Oh,
Dave,
really?
That was given to him by Dave Niehaus, the great voice of the Seattle Mariners.
Huh.
So I've known him forever. I thought it was unbelievable because I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, how are we going to get A-Rod? Now, here's the thing that I thought was amazing. Alex, because, Alex was as good a shortstop as there was. But he understood that he was coming to somebody else's team. Mm-hmm. And in spring training, I get there the first day, and where's Alex? He's out with Greg Nettles, taking ground ball after ground ball after ground ball. He really worked at it. He really wanted to become a great third baseman, which he did because he's such an amazing athlete. But there was never any, I'm a better shortstop, I'm this, I'm that. No, he was going to play third base, and there he was, and Nettles spent a lot of time with him day after day after day, and I think he became an awfully good third baseman.
Yeah. What is your relationship with Alex now? Do you see him? You talk to him?
I talk to him a lot, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just I've known that family for a long time, and sometimes you just get some relationships with people that stay, and we text a lot. I wouldn't say we're best friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I texted him now, he texts me back.
Yeah.
And he was on today. Was he great? He's probably really thrilled that you're doing this.
Oh no,
he was very happy. To say the least.
He said something interesting, Suzyn. He said, I hope this is a first step. Now, we had him on about 2 months ago, I believe, and out of nowhere, Evan asked him a question about should your number be retired. He's like, yeah, and it turned into a discussion, and it's kind of what precipitated this A-Rod Day. Do you think the Yankees will ever do that?
No. He sued them. I mean, I love Alex, but I'm not sure. What's going to be interesting? They are honoring the 2009. Yeah, it's 15 years, or 25 years, whatever it is. And that's who's going to be honored at Old Timers Day. And I'm interested if everybody's coming back.
That's interesting.
Because, by the way,
this
team doesn't get out of Minnesota without Alex Rodriguez.
Right. So when you say you're interested if everybody's coming back, you mean specifically A-Rod.
A-Rod, Robbie Cano.
Oh,
that's true. Can't forget him.
And Joe Girardi obviously will be there. So I guess since he's going to be broadcasting for Yes, I guess he'll be back there too. But we'll see. It's there were a lot of stuff went on, but he did do some things that a lot of people won't forgive him for.
No, and I understand that. I think that what I've learned through the last few days and this build up to A-Rod Day, what I've really appreciated is that the younger Yankee fan really loves this guy.
Yes, they do.
Because he was their title. Like, they may not remember the 90s. They certainly don't remember the 70s. So for them, he's their guy because he's the one, as you even said, they don't get out of Minnesota. They don't win the World Series without Alex Rodriguez.
See, here's the other thing about Alex. If Rob Manfred can make him the face of baseball after everything he did, and all the things and all the lawsuits and everything. And it was Manfred who really brought him back in, if you remember. And now he's on the World Series and everything. You know, sometimes you should just let, he thinks he paid for it, and he probably did. He'll never get into the Hall of Fame. And, that's a shame. He was the best hitter of an entire generation. And that won't be celebrated the way it was. And by the way, I'm not making excuses. He did it himself, and he knows it.
Oh,
he absolutely did.
Oh, he knows he's flawed. When we talked to him, he talked about that. And it's New York. Sometimes things are great. A lot of times they're not. It's just how you respond and how you recover from it. And you just said something interesting about Rob Manfred and getting him back, and his image really took a positive turn, I'd say about 6 or 7 years ago. He started doing the Fox games, and baseball seems to have reintegrated him. Why can't the Yankees do that?
That's a really good question. You'll have to ask the Yankees. But I think it's great whenever I see him, whenever he's around the stadium, when he was doing the ESPN games and comes around, he really is. People really love him.
Yeah.
They really applaud when he walks around, and everybody stands and tries to get his autograph and everything. And we're all flawed, and he was more than most. It was not good, but you just hope that people come back from that. But people you're right about the younger generation, because they, no qualms at all.
No.
It's Alex Rodriguez. And a lot of people that are baseball fans now only know him from his by-play with Big Papi on the set of the
Right.
stuff.
No, it's true.
He knows that, so he's become something else, and he's really worked at it. And but he was, if all that, I don't know how you put it in perspective. But so many things I do remember saying. I can't even remember what the year was when he missed all of spring training, and we're playing Baltimore, and he comes up and he takes one swing and hits it into the stands. And I remember saying on the air, "Well, so much for needing spring training."
Yeah, that was crazy. It was his first at bat, and he hits a home run.
Yep. Yep, he did.
Do you have? We're talking to the great Suzyn Waldman. Do you have a favorite A-Rod moment on the field from his time here?
Oh gosh. No, I don't remember those kinds of things. I know, from on the field, probably not. I just more into people. Give me a choice. Give me a couple of things.
No. Forget. You know what? Forget that. What's your favorite off the field thing? Because that's probably where we don't know him that well.
Yeah.
You clearly know him, so now I'm more intrigued by that. What about A-Rod in interacting with him maybe jumps out you the most from his time with the Yankees?
Well, one thing about Alex, and he'll talk about that also, about being insecure about his place here as a Yankee. Mm-hmm. I've never seen anybody try harder to be a good teammate. And if you watch Alex on the bench, he's constantly talking. He's constantly talking about positioning to somebody and what's going to happen next. He's got an amazing baseball mind if you just sit and talk to him. He wanted to be liked, and he wanted to fit in. And to me, sometimes he did it a little wrong. He said things. I'll tell you a great story. He would give these press conferences, or someone, because every time he walked in, there were microphones around him.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to give the wrong answer. So it always looks like he was thinking, and sometimes it came across like he was a little standoffish. He wasn't. He was trying to say something. I'll tell you my favorite thing about that. When the girls were little, and they were living there, somebody asked why he didn't do this or he didn't do that, and he made up a whole thing about, well, he was trying to get here, but this happened and this happened. He didn't want to say what happened, and he finished, and I walked over to him after, and I said, next time tell them the truth. You had to take Natasha to school. It's just the truth. Just tell them.
Right.
But he didn't want to say anything wrong, so sometimes he did.
Yeah. No, you could feel that. And look, when we talked to CeCe, he said exactly the same thing. Like, he was a great teammate he was so good at above the game. And he'd come up to him in between pitches and say, he's going to swing on the first pitch. How about you try something down and away? Whatever the circumstances may be. But I think, honestly, that's what saved him back into the game. Like, you have to appreciate guys whose brain is almost bigger than their athletic ability, right? And it feels like with Alex, that's what he is.
Yeah, that is. You don't know, when you're that famous, when you're that young, and I'm not even talking about with the Mariners. I mean, at that high school in Florida, everybody knew about Alex Rodriguez. Everybody knew when he was 17, 18, and probably 16. But the thing that, and Cece's so right about that, he just tried really too hard. And we can get into it, and I know people are saying, don't make excuses for him. He cheated the game. He did this. We all know that. And by the way, he knows it more than anybody.
Right. But he's not alone, Suzyn. There's a lot of people who are doing the same stuff.
I understand that. And they made an example of him, one reason, because he was the biggest star that they could find.
That's right.
And that is one of them. But was he happy you did this?
Oh,
Of course he was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I think he's made it clear he wants his number retired, and I think he hears people appreciating him because you even said it. Like, I think he's unsure of where he is in Yankee history. Well, there's a lot of Yankee fans, and I admit most of them are younger, that love him, that adore him, that want his number retired.
Just think, guys. This man was arguably the best shortstop in the league when he got traded here.
Yeah.
Really? And it never entered his mind that he would take Derek Jeter's job away from him.
Yeah. Yeah, he just won a Gold Glove. He just won the MVP.
He was really good.
He was
He
great.
He was really good.
He was tremendous.
And he worked hard, and he wanted. That's what I'll take most of Alex. He wanted very much to be a Yankee, and he wanted to be a good Yankee. And whatever flaws he has, he knows them more than anybody. But I think on retrospect, besides all the stuff that he caused, all I know is that the Yankees have a World Series, and he was a really big
No
part
doubt.
of it.
Now, we got spring training games like a week and a half. When's our first WFAN Yankee broadcasters? And when do we hear you for the first
You're going
time?
to be waiting a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
I think the first one is March 15th.
All right.
But then it's like every day
Yeah,
for the
that's
rest
not
of
too
your
bad.
life.
That's not too bad, Suzyn. That's only a month.
And, we're doing 8 spring training games, getting on the plane, going to Houston. How about opening day in Houston? And then going to Arizona and then coming home. So it should be a lot warmer than
Should
it
be
was.
a lot of fun. Baseball's almost here. Good hearing your voice. We appreciate you coming on today, Suzyn.
Well, happy Alex Day to everybody that
Thank you.
celebrates.
Appreciate
You
it.
got
Yes,
it.
we
And
all
thank
are
you,
now.
Sean, for doing this. Did you have to convince everybody to do this, Sean?
No, I want a show decision, Suzyn. So what I said went today, and I was selfless like A-Rod. It was A-Rod's day.
Yeah, we made a bet. I lost the bet, and his winnings was getting to make a significant show decision, and that was his show decision.
What was the bet?
I have this grotesque beard I'm growing, and I'm doing it out of loyalty to Pete Alonso.
It actually looks great, Suzyn.
I said I would not shave my beard until Pete Alonso extends with the New York Mets. As you know, that's not going well for me.
No, it's not.
And now he's represented by Scott Boras, which means I'm in trouble.
It's going worse.
So
You're in trouble for the whole year.
yeah, so I made a bet about a month ago with Sean. Hey, if I could beat you in pickleball, I get to shave my beard. And if I lose, Sean gets the show decision. As you know, I lost. Sean's show decision. My beard continues to grow, and here we are.
Okay, are we going to like a Rip Van Winkle beard effect by the end of the year that's going to have little bows in it and everything?
Unless he finds some other way to get rid of that thing, Suzyn, it's going to be long.
Hey, Suzyn, you have a lot of good relationships. Can you call Scott Boras and tell him to get this freaking thing done for me, please?
Yeah, no, that I never do that with Scott Boras. That's the last person you do that with.
All right. Thank you, Suzyn. We appreciate it.
Okay, guys.
Take
Bye.
care, Suzyn.
The great Suzyn Waldman, one of the voices of the New York Yankees. How about that freaking A-Rod A-bomb story?
I know.